Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. This is turning a doorknob 3. I started out with some half square triangle strips of African mahogany and I glued them into a pillar. And we're making a sunflower, so I decided to use a lot of yellow pigment and stirred that really good into some resin epoxy. Then I used these cheap little craft sticks to hold the pillar in place. Probably could have found a better way to do that, but whatever. And then I put it into the pressure pot and applied the pressure. The next day I cracked it open and boom, there you go, a nice blank for us to start with. I got it on the lathe here and I just drew out, a basic doorknob design just to give myself a little bit of a guide. And I got to work on the shoe, which is the back part that the jaws can go around. And you can see it's just a tenon that sticks off the back. And I used my square bit to sort of clean that up to make it a nice clean grab for the jaws. Anyway, now we put the jaws on and remove this hay bale of a mess. When you do this resin turning, there's just all this silly string. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, now we're in the jaws and we're tightening it down. This provides so much less vibration. It makes it a lot easier to clean it up. And so I went to work with the circle bit. Just basically getting rid of the asymmetrical shape, trying to make it all nice and symmetrical so that it's a lot less vibration and I can make more of my shaping cuts. Working on the sides here, making a whole bunch of silly string. It's ridiculous. Now I'm just sort of beginning to shape the stem of it or get just kind of a rough idea of the distance of it. Look at that. That's insane. Look how much of that stuff just builds up. And it really gets in the way, but it's also kind of fun too. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Anyway, so you can see it's starting to take the shape of a doorknob a little bit, but now I need to work on the front. So here the African mahogany is, the end grain is sticking out, so I want to be careful not to get too aggressive because it can tear pretty badly. I mean, if anybody's ever worked with African mahogany, you know that it's easy to get a lot of tear out. So I'm speeding this up a little bit just to show you how I sort of just, worked my way down towards the face of the doorknob. And I was really happy with how this turned out. It came out really smooth. I used the circle bit just to clean it up here a little bit. And now we went for the more of the stem. The idea here is I didn't know for sure if I was going to leave the whole thing yellow or if I wanted to see the wood, and then I decided I needed to see the African mahogany in the back of it because I thought it looked really cool. So there it is. That's the stem, and I left it curved like that. Sanding was pretty easy because I had sharp bits, so I used 220 and then I used 400 grit. And then my favorite part here, adding the boiled linseed oil. It just really makes the African mahogany look awesome. And I'm not using a whole lot. I'm only using it to get that dark color. Otherwise, I'd have to let it sit for a long time, and I'm not interested in that. So just adding enough to change the color. Now we're using the friction build polish, which is so much fun. It makes everything shiny. It's basically shellac that builds up with the friction of the turning, and it sticks to anything. Shellac sticks to anything, and anything sticks to shellac. And that couldn't be more true than right here. We use the parting tool to get rid of the excess we don't want, and boom, there you go. Sunflower doorknob. I really appreciate you watching this quick little video. If you guys like it, you don't even have to subscribe or like it. Share it with somebody if you think it would brighten their day. That would mean more to me than anything, and I sure appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and leave a comment if you have an idea for something you'd like to see.